Why the Leaning Tower of Pisa is still standing after 800 years. When construction began in 1173, engineers dug a 3-meter deep hole for the foundation. But at the time, people didn't realize that this depth wasn't enough. When they reached the 3rd floor, the construction of the Leaning Tower of Pisa was stopped due to the war. During this time, due to the soft sand and gravel below, so it began to tilt under its own weight. When construction resumed nearly a century later, engineers used lighter construction materials and built in the opposite direction to try to bring the tower back to vertical. But construction was halted by war again when the tower reached the 7th floor. And construction didn't continue until 1360. The engineers made many more efforts, such as building 5 steps on the left side and 6 on the right. Unfortunately, they couldn't stop it from tilting. By the time the construction was finished in 1372, it had tilted 1.6 degrees. By 1934, the inclination had reached 4.5 degrees. Without intervention, it would have tilted even further. So the engineers hollowed out the north side and drilled 3 holes under the Leaning Tower, and poured concrete in wooden boxes next to them to straighten the tower. The ideal was good, but the reality was brutal. Due to the increased compression, the angle of inclination increased to 5 degrees. Until 1990, the tower was already tilted 5.5 degrees and was in danger of collapsing at any moment. To prevent this, engineers poured concrete at the base of the tower, and then added a large number of lead weights on the north side. This operation succeeded in reducing the angle of the tower, but this is only a temporary solution. A permanent solution to the leaning problem had to be found. The engineers finally found the best way to do this by removing the soil from the north side of the tower. This would allow the tower to slowly tilt back under its own weight. So the engineers began to test it. First, they dug only 1 meter down to the foundation and succeeded in pulling the tower back about 1 degree. Once the method worked, the final digging began, and in the end, about 380,000 cubic meters of soil were excavated. The reason why the Leaning Tower of Pisa is still tilted about 3.97 degrees today is that it is only used as a tourist attraction. Otherwise, it could be straightened out completely.